Got your chest all poked out?
And what did I do to you?
You are no longer married to Calvin.
And?
And it's time to move over or move out, Miranda. I'm about to be Calvin's wife, and I just feel like it's time that you and this whole family started to show me some respect.
Yeah, so the comments on the House of Pain videos continue to be amazing. Just some well thought out discussions, and not to uplift one show while bashing on another. It's been rather refreshing, just because despite the fact, and let's be real, the Laura Miranda Calvin triangle, this has been a topic of discussion in House of Pain since the reboot started. But I think the main difference is this past season and the current season, the writing has been really good. I'm talking like on par with the original series, to the point that we're able to have these in-depth discussions. And I feel like, as the content creator, going back and reading through as many as I can from the hundreds of comments that I've gotten in the past like 2 weeks, there is some well thought out discussion. Some, even the briefest comments that are like 3 sentences long to the ones that are multi-paragraph. I'm having way more fun discussing House of Pain with other fans than I have talking about sisters over the past several seasons, even pre new writing team. So this is great. But this particular video is just not necessarily kicking Miranda out, but really showcasing the importance of Miranda getting her own life. I think at one point she was briefly dating a former football player, but that was only in one episode. And I think by the very next episode, she mentioned that things didn't work out between them, because in that episode, Calvin was straight up being a hater. I mean, even his own dad was talking up about Miranda's new man over his son because, well, he's a fan. So there's that aspect of it. But the thing is, I remember Calvin telling off Miranda one time for constantly going to her parents whenever she needs something. His parents, whenever she needs something, it's like, no, that's not their responsibility. I think it has something to do with watching Christian, because of I think something came up with her job. That's basically what it boiled down to. And Calvin, well, this happened more than once. I know it was the one episode where Laura was upset at Calvin because of the fact that he canceled last second. I'm talking like they had plans to like go to a nice dinner and go to a massage parlor, things like that. They had this whole night planned. Miranda came in because they were ready to go. Laura said, "Oh, I need to go to the room and get my purse. I'll be right back." And then while Calvin is standing in the living room, that's when Miranda came and said, "Oh, something just came up at work. Could you watch Christian for me?" And she's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Yeah, of course." Or it was Christian or Junior or both of them, I forgot. But either way, it was literally, "Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, I'll do it." And then Miranda's like, "Thank you." And then she left. But then as soon as Laura came out from the back, that's when Calvin's like, "Oh, I got to cancel." And then she was pissed off, rightfully so, in that episode. And then that led to, Calvin telling Miranda about how, hey, you can't just be dropping things on me like this and yada, yada, yada. And there are other options, because on the one hand, I can't necessarily be mad at Miranda, because Calvin was the one who, like a good dad, you prioritize your kid or kids. But the problem is you completely neglected Laura because you had plans. Like, you were literally about to step out of the door. So instead, it's like, "Oh, Miranda, actually, Laura and I are literally about to head out. We got, something going on tonight, but I can call my mom and see if it's cool if she can watch our son for the night, for a little while you do what you gotta do for work." Something like that, But it's just a consideration where I know fans hated Laura, but in this situation, I agreed with her. Like, yeah, there has to be boundaries in place. Like, I understand, like, if it's an extreme emergency, like Miranda calls, like, "Christian got in an accident. Can you come to the hospital?" That's completely different from, "Oh yeah, let me just cancel my plans and whatnot last second." But when it comes to Miranda, yeah, I definitely feel like there needs to be a kind of a boundary set where the less of her being around the Payne family, yeah, would make room for Laura to be, more of a participant in what's been going on. Like Miranda isn't going to, this isn't a Tracy situation where Miranda is just going to be gone and never seen again. That's not how it's going to work. Well, heck, the only way that would have happened is if, what was it, last season or whatever, if she had taken that job in Houston or wherever. It's funny because I do believe it was Houston, because I know she was telling Calvin about how, yeah, I got this amazing job opportunity a few states away. It will be a major boost to my income, which I definitely need right now. And Calvin was like, don't take my son from me. So it's like, I was on Miranda's side, and this wasn't like, yeah, get rid of her. It was a Calvin, like, your life is about to start over. The fact that you're about to get married. I mean, I can't just sit around doing nothing, and I need the money. So me taking Christian with me doesn't mean he's gone forever. I mean, obviously you won't be able to see him as frequently as before, but just keep in mind, like, your life is moving on. I can't just sit around forever doing nothing. And it's like the same thing with Tracy recently, with her going to Texas and taking Junior with her. He didn't want that. And I can understand, but Calvin, you got to understand, co-parenting doesn't mean everyone is going to do stuff that revolves around you. I mean, yeah, Tracy moved on and got a new man and she's about to move, but that's what happens. Like, not everybody is going to stay in one place. There will be some degrees of separation. So to me, Calvin is more selfish than a lot of other people in the show when you really think about it. But yeah, if Miranda had her own man, her own relationship and whatnot, I think things would be a bit different in terms of how she interacts with the Payne family. I don't think that means she would just be a complete outsider. It just means she would have life outside of hanging out with Miss Ella and whatnot. I'm pretty sure they would hang out every now and then, but it wouldn't be as frequently as her popping in to Curtis and Ella's house, even more than their own son does. So yeah, I think giving Miranda a solid relationship would be the best thing for her. I'm not saying she has to get married or engaged right away like Calvin did, but give her a steady man that she's dating. I think that's the best way to avoid a lot of future conflict, because that's my main takeaway. The fact that Miranda has such a presence in the Payne family due to the fact that she doesn't really have life outside of it. But let me know your own thoughts in the comment section below. And I really do think Miranda's own love life would lead to Laura feeling more like a part of the family. So let me know your thoughts, and I'll catch you in the next video.